What is up? Good morning. It is just about 6 o'clock a.m. so I'm running a little late here, but we are heading to Sonoma Raceway today. One of my favorite tracks overall, I would say, actually, more so than I think Thunder Hill, East, West, and the 5 Mile combined. Sonoma presents a very unique set of challenges. Lots of very fun elevation changes. Very important carousel, which I think helps determine your overall lap time, and you know, challenges your ability to manage risk. There are a lot of walls at Sonoma, particularly right before the back straight. So yeah, it's a really unique track that blends a lot of skills that I think require you to master, or at least be aware of, to become a much better driver. Sonoma's always a treat to go to. It's pretty expensive. You know, it's right under Laguna Seca in terms of tickets for track days. I was fortunate to take advantage of Turn 8's Flash event, where I got a pretty good deal, $500 ticket. Otherwise, I paid, you know, close to like 300 bucks, which, oh my gosh, I think is well worth it. We've got our ultimate 3 cup holder solution, the large Starbucks, the coffee, and then the large water right here. I also have a pretty full house in here. So, this thing is so loud. So the food at Sonoma is really bad. That's probably the biggest issue with the track is how bad the food is. I mean, it is literally atrocious. So I went to Target last night and I picked up a bunch of sandwich materials, put it in my cooler, and that's what's in my passenger seat. So the car's kind of full to the brim. Okay, well, I ended up getting here actually way earlier than I thought. Didn't end up parking this way. Parked strategically right here next to the trash can in the entry lane and right here. So I should have good access to grading up, or I think it's this way actually, grading up and coming back in. So having a good access to the trash can is also an underrated part of where you select your paddock location. So I just got set up here. All this fit in the Miata pretty well, and we'll see how the day unfolds. All right, so I've devised a bit of a game plan here to potentially improve on my lap times. I want to continue being smooth through turns 2 and 3, turn 2 especially, very high risk. Nothing really to gain there, but super late apex on turn 7 is going to be super important for me, that double apex, so hitting that late, and then on the second part of the apex, exiting as straight as possible and getting on the throttle very early. Setting up for 7, trail braking into turn 4 is going to be really important for the setup to the carousel. So sorry, I went out of order there, but trail braking into turn 4, a lot harder than I did last time I was here. Super late apex into turn 7, the double apex, and then later apexing on 6 as well. I think that 4, 6, and 7, those turns are probably the highest opportunity turns for me. I think I drive the rest of the course pretty well, but I think that's where a lot of the gains are to be made. So if I can nail that, I'll be pretty happy, and I don't know, maybe shoot for like a 202 at a very conservative pace. I think shaving 4 seconds off is possible with the tires and just with more experience, and at a very aggressive pace, maybe like 2 seconds flat, 2 minutes flat could be possible. But yeah, that's my plan. Right down here, we'll see kind of how it goes throughout the day. Pretty cool lineup here. Got a Lotus ND in my machine, and then a couple S2000s. Love to see the ooh, look at that. Love to see the evolution of all these drivers focused cars in the same general paddock area. Okay, so first session debrief. It's very cold outside. Really good pace for intermediate 2 though. Super loud because of the drift event, but very cold outside. You can see here my tires aren't even no heat in them whatsoever, despite being able to put down a 203. So I think like a sub 2 is possible, like maybe a 159 once the sun hits the track and it gets a little warmer. But I was actively listening to my tires, which is good. I heard them a lot. They were communicating a lot to me, which was good. So I'm glad that I've, you know, figured out to listen to that and pull back when I started hearing them. I definitely worked on trail braking into, I think, turn 7. It's a bit tough because it's a downhill, so if you over trail brake, you might shift the weight and kind of induce a little bit of oversteer because the rear gets super light because of the downhill grade. And the suspension is really soft. I think I'm gonna have to adjust the suspension for this track, probably go up like 2 clicks overall, and then see how that feels, because it was very soft and very cold. So overall pretty good, I would say. A couple little weird things, but yeah, I'm excited for the sun to come out so that we can actually get some good heat in the tires and some laps in. I have to record my synopsis in the car because the drifting is so loud behind me. But that was a relatively drama-free session in terms of like traffic. I graded up in the faster lane, so I had a good setup, but my hood popped open. I guess I didn't close it shut enough, and we had to get off, and that kind of killed a little bit of my momentum. I think we saw a 201 on the lap timer on my last hot lap. Unfortunately, using Track Addict, it didn't capture that, so I'll have to take a look at the video to see if it captured the 201 at the start-stop. Let's see. I had a bit of a misshifting issue, and I don't know. I thought something maybe went horribly wrong with my transmission, but I guess it was just the angle that we were at and kind of some of the G-forces popped the transmission out of gear, or maybe I did a misshift. But overall pretty good. I didn't get too much heat in the tires, unfortunately. The hottest tire that I saw was the rear right corner at 29 PSI, and I started at 27, so I thought I'd at least get into the 30s. It didn't feel like I got too much heat in the tires, so the track is still cold, and I guess pair that with the lack of momentum that I had when I had to get off. Made it a bit of not the best session. All right, so I'm back in the car. We found out why the car has been ticking over these last few weeks. This is a retaining clip from the trigger wheel on the crank pulley. This bracket failed, or maybe it wasn't tightened, or whatever the case was. It was hitting the trigger wheel, which was causing the intermittent ticking, which ultimately caused the misfiring codes on the track that we saw when the CEL was flashing. This has been an issue that I've had for a couple weeks now, trying to diagnose it, and like we knew it was somewhere in this rotating assembly, but we obviously didn't know where it was until we had the misfiring codes, and I wasn't low on power, but that allowed us to identify which specific area to hone into. Kind of one of those things where it's like it's a problem, but it's not causing an issue until it does, and it did on the track today, and we jacked the car up and we were able to address it. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna hit our goal of a sub 2 or a 2-minute flat lap time, but that's okay. You know, we had a little bit of a snafu here mechanically, twice actually. The hood popped open, and so I'm gonna need hood pins, and you know, this misfiring issue, which was a long time coming. I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with not having the best day in exchange for a good day and addressing a mechanical issue. So I'll probably end the day on the open pit. I'll probably do like 10-15 minutes of it halfway through, and then pack up and leave. I'm really glad that I was able to come out here to Sonoma today and at least thoughtfully think about my deficiencies in my driving. So in trail braking, in committing to later apexes, I was also able to listen to my tires really well. Unfortunately, my tires didn't really get to temp to put down a really great time, but I was able to listen to them. I listened to them during the morning session, during the late morning session, and played with the varying levels of grip and braking that the temperatures gave me. And I think that active listening part is really important to develop, especially at my skill level.
And I was also glad that I was able to come up with at least like a formulaic approach to where I wanted to improve my driving, right? Turn 4, turn 7 specifically. I worked those areas. I wish I had more reps to work them a bit more intensely, but that's just kind of how it goes when you have issues, when you have traffic. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably end the day here.
Well, the day is over. I tried something new with recording on this camera with my helmet as opposed to just leaving it. In the open pit session, which I really don't enjoy, I put down a 204, recorded. If I look at my tires, again, just barely getting any heat into them. Let's see the rears. I'm not even gonna waste my time looking at PSIs, I'm just gonna pack up. It ended with somebody wrecking at turn 10, right on the wall. So I'm just gonna take it as my sign to leave. Like I mentioned in the previous video, really good day, not the best. Overcame a couple obstacles with the car and set a good pace for Sonoma. I think there definitely is like a 59 in here under the right conditions. So hopefully I'll be back with this or the S2000 very soon. Catch you guys later.